Happy New Year 2021. This is John. This is the next morning. Last night I hopefully successfully put that blasted timing belt on there right. This is a 2002 Kia Sedona 3.5 dual overhead cam engine, which is a kind of a pain in the butt to get the timing chain on, just due to limited room right back here to get your hands. I guess you could take this off, but I don't feel like messing with it. This vehicle's got about 98,000 miles. I did get records for it. Second owner, I've had it 8 years trouble free, which is great because, you know, usually I'm working on old Mercedes and there's always something. They're reliable, but there's always something, you know, a sensor here and water pump there. But so this one I replaced all the spark plugs, and this is, let's see, I think this, I took the plenum off again for the second time because when I redid this, I did the timing belt the first time, I thought I had the belt tight all the way around. It felt tight. But then I put everything back together, started it, and ran like crap. And I go, well, is it the belt, or is it something I did wrong putting this thing on, a vacuum leak? So I bought a scanner, a cheap scanner, 30 bucks, plugged it in. It gave me a couple codes. It was P0175, P0171, which one bank is too lean, one bank is too rich. And I go, well, you know, I do a pretty good work on everything else on cars, but this is my first timing belt experience. Usually I just have cars with timing chains that, you know, they last a long time. So for about a week I was having a real issue getting the timing belt tight with no slack. And what you do is you know, in the instructions and all the YouTube videos and everything on the internet, you know, you start off down at the crankshaft. You start right here and you work your way around this way, and you can't have any slack in the belt. All right, this one's good and tight now. Then you work your way around, and you eventually end up at the tensioner and pulley right there. Well, I had a heck of a time trying to get the slack out of that side. I mean, I could get it kind of tight, you know, and it just, I couldn't do it. So finally, I found a video on YouTube on a 2004 Kia Sorento with the same engine, but the engine's facing the front. So he had a lot more room to work on. This engine's sideways. And the way he showed that he did it is to get the slack out. I was trying to pull on the belt and get it to go over the teeth, but man, belts do not stretch at all. So the way he did it was, I'll put a link down below to the job. Any of these cars with this engine, it's the same procedure pretty much. There's I think there's about 4 or 5 different cars. There's some Hyundais and I don't know what else. I'm not sure. Maybe a Lexus. The way he did it was he put the belt on, got the top gears lined up, you know, up here. He put the belt on, lined up the timing marks on this side, vice grip here, hold it in place, put that belt on, get it as tight as you can, you know, and then he used the crankshaft and turned it. You look at his video, I think it was clockwise a quarter turn, and then counterclockwise a quarter turn, and then back to top dead center, and that took all the slack out. So that's what I did, and I stuck a little rag in here, put a rag and a screwdriver and stuff it so this belt does not fall off that sprocket. And then from there, went around the water pump, down, over, and then up to this. Now, he had more access because he had it the whole front of the engine, the radiator out and everything, but these two gears are the most problem gears. You know, they're under tension from the springs at top dead center. I think it's like, what, on there, a compression stroke or something like that. I don't know. But what I did is I set these, the timing marks here, a tooth. I skipped a tooth on both gears because these belts they want to pull this way and get the rest of this slack out here. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, they want to. They're spring loaded, and they want to go like that, and then it throws your whole timing off. So I set these clockwise, just one tooth back, and that worked perfectly. So once I got these on here, one tooth back, I went to go put the belt down on the idler pulley, which is somewhere down in here. Let's see if I can, yeah, it's an idler pulley, which is right here. You're supposed to slip it over and that goes around. Well, I couldn't get it. It was really, really hard. So I took this idler pulley off and then got the belt around there and then put the pulley back on. It just slipped on. And then I pulled the pin, rotated the engine a couple times, and timer marks are right on. Today I'm going to start it. Been working on this for good God days. And only reason I did this is, let's see, I had documents from the previous owner, this little old lady that had this at a dealership, you know, everything. I mean, she had the windshield replaced at like 30,000 miles and all the entire braking system, she got all the bugs out of the car. She did do the timing belt at 60,000 miles, but that was in 2006. And through my research, you know, age can affect the rubber, and you're supposed to do it every 60,000 miles or every 5 years, and it's now 2021, and last time I was done it was 2006. So I'm glad I did it because the tensioner, there's a tensioner down below. You pull a pin and it tensions it, the final tension. That thing was collapsed. So when I first took this off, I noticed there was a lot of slack in the belt. And I was just afraid, you know, I'd be driving it sometime and it would just like let go and leave me stranded. But yeah, today I'm just going to I'm going to leave these belts off, the alternator and the alternator and the power steering. Put the crank pulley on and just start it for maybe 10 seconds to see if it sounds normal. Last time it was like really missing, and you know, I had no check engine light. Now when I did this job, the one problem bolts that I had were these here. I had to have a Milwaukee impact gun, battery powered, really good one, and it spun these off the deep socket. I think it's a 17, but I tried. I mean, I had a breaker bar on these things, but it was just so tight. But that you'll need an impact for that, and an impact for the crank pulley down there. You can even see it. It's down there somewhere. You need a good, super strong battery powered impact, you know, maximum torque. I tried my my air impact, and it's a, what is it, Mako. It couldn't even couldn't even budget. My buddy Rick works at I think an Edison company as a mechanic, and he borrowed it from their shop and brought it over, and that worked pretty good. So onward and upward. I'm just really tired from working on this thing, but hey, live and learn. It's my first time, so there was a lot to learn. I got to tie all this stuff back so it doesn't get caught in the belts. But like I said, just a 10-second run to see if it starts up and sounds normal, and then I can button it all up. And definitely, if you're going to go through this job on one of these engines, check out the video link I'm putting. I think it's Astral or something like that. I gotta look it up. Okay, thanks a lot. Okay, next. All right, I got the crank pulley on, the timing cover behind the crank pulley on, the wonderful plastic. I think I got all the wiring okay. It's not gonna interfere, hopefully. Yeah, I'm just gonna spin the engine for maybe 5 seconds to see if it starts. We'll see. Whoa, sounds good. Sounds real good. Okay, now I can put it all back together. I think I got it this time. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. You've been a bad boy. Such a pain in the butt. If you're thinking of doing this, it's totally doable. Just do your research. And remember, it's all about the slack in the belt. If there's any slack and you start that engine, it will go off timing. It'll skip teeth. And the trick of it is, as I said before, use the crankshaft quarter turn, clockwise quarter turn, counterclockwise, back up to the timing mark, quarter turn, counterclockwise, and then back up, and then that first run is critical. All right, I'll put everything back on. My wife will be a happy camper.